iPhone app in landscape mode, 2008 systems. Please note that this question is from 2008 and now is of only historic interest. What's the best way to create an iPhone application that runs in landscape mode from the start, regardless of the position of the device? Both programmatically and using the interface builder. Historic answer only. Spectacularly out of date. Please note that this answer is now hugely out of date. This answer is only a historical curiosity. Exciting news. As discovered by Andrew below, this problem has been fixed by Apple in 4.0 plus. It would appear it is no longer necessary to force the size of the view on every view. And the specific serious problem of landscape, only working the first time, has been resolved. As of April 2011, it is not possible to test or even build anything below 4.0. So the question is purely a historic curiosity. It's incredible how much trouble it caused developers for so long. Here is the original discussion and solution. This is utterly irrelevant now, as these systems are not even operable. It is extremely difficult to make this work fully. There are at least 3 bugs at play. Try this. Interface Builder Landscape Design. Note in particular that where it says, and you need to use should auto-rotate to interface orientation. Properly everywhere, it means everywhere. All your full-screen views. Hope it helps in this nightmare. An important reminder of the additional well-known problem at hand here. If you are trying to swap between more than one view, all landscape, it simply does not work. It is essential to remember this or you will waste days on the problem. It is literally not possible. It is the biggest known bug on the iOS platform. There is literally no way to make the hardware make the second view you load be landscape. The annoying but simple workaround, and what you must do, is have a trivial master UI view controller that does nothing but sit there and let you swap between your views. In other words, in iOS, because of a major no bug window, add subview. Happy thing. View window make key invisible. You can do that only once. Later, if you try to remove happy thing view and instead put in their new thing view, it does not work, and that's that. The machine will never rotate the view to landscape. There is no trick fix. Even Apple cannot make it work. The workaround you must adopt is having an overall UI view controller that simply sits there and just holds your various views. Happy thing, new thing, etc. Hope it helps. From the Apple dev site. To start your application in landscape mode so that the status bar is in the appropriate position immediately, edit your info list file to add the UI interface orientation key with the appropriate value. UI interface orientation landscape right, or UI interface orientation landscape left, as shown in listing 2. Listing 2. Starting your application in landscape mode. Less than key greater than UI interface orientation less than key greater than. Less than string greater than UI interface orientation landscape right less than string greater than. Summary and integration from all the posts. After testing it myself, check the update for 4x, 5x below. As of 3.2, you cannot change the orientation of a running application from code. But you can start an application with a fixed orientation. Although doing so, this is not straightforward. Try with this recipe. Set your orientation to UI supported interface orientations in the info list file. In your window, define a 480 by 320 base view controller. Every other view will be added as a subview to its view. In all view controllers setup, this should auto-rotate to interface orientation. Method. To return the same value you defined in the list. Of course. In all view controllers, set a background view with self view frame equals CG rec make 0, 0, 480, 320. In the viewDidLoad method, update iOS 4, x, 5, x. The Apple iOS App Programming Guide has a Launching in Landscape Mode paragraph in the Advanced App Tricks chapter. References. Interface Builder Landscape Design. Interface Builder Landscape Design 1. First I set in info, list, less than key greater than UI interface orientation less than key greater than less than string greater than UI interface orientation landscape right less than string greater than. Then I put this code in application did finish launching. CG affine transform rotate equals CG affine transform make rotation 1.570796333. Window set transform rotate CG rect content rec equals CG rec make 0, 0, 480, 320. Window bounds equals content rect. Window set center CG point make 160.0 f 240.0 f. This way I can work on the view in Interface Builder in landscape mode. Sasby's and Michael Pryor's answer appears to be correct. But if it's not working for you, try this alternative. Void. Application did finish launching UI application. 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 Status bar orientation equals UI interface orientation landscape right. Closing curly bracket. Are this one. UI device current device. Set orientation. UI interface orientation landscape right. Are this one. Application set status bar orientation. UI interface orientation landscape right animated. No. You may also have to call window make key invisible. First. A few links. Developing in landscape mode. iPhone SDK. How to force landscape mode only. At Robert. Please refer to the iPhone SDK. NDA. And Stack Overflow. I'm surprised no one has come up with this answer yet. In all my tests when dismissing a modal view controller, the parent view controller's preferred orientation set in should auto-rotate to interface orientation is honored even when part of a UI navigation controller. So the solution to this is simple. Create a dummy UI view controller with a UI image view for a background. Set the image to the default .png image your app uses on startup. When view will appear gets called in your root view controller. Just present the dummy view controller without animation. When view did appear gets called in your dummy view controller. Dismiss the view controller with a nice cross-dissolve animation. Not only does this work, but it looks good. BTW. Just for clarification, I do the root view controller's view will appear like this. Void. View will appear. Bool. Animated. Opening curly bracket. If. Dummy. Equals nil. Opening curly bracket. Dummy set modal transition style. UI modal transition style cross dissolve. Self-present modal view controller. Dummy animated. No. Dummy release. Dummy equals nil. Closing curly bracket. Closing curly bracket. The latest iPhone OS programming guide has a full section on this. With sample code. I am sure this is a recent addition. So maybe you missed it. It explains all the conditions you have to comply with. Basically. Set the info. List properties. This changes the position of the status bar. But not the view. Rotate your view manually around its center. On either your UI view controller view did load method or your application did finish launching method or implement auto rotation, auto resizing behaviors. Page 124. Look for launching in landscape mode. Page 102. See this answer. Landscape mode only for iPhone or iPad. Add orientation to list. Should auto-rotate to interface orientation equals yes in all files. Although if you're using mixed modes, you might be better off with UI device current device. Set orientation. UI interface orientation landscape right.